Well, New Orleans chef and author Poppy Tooker is an ambassador of culture and cuisine. Poppy hosts Louisiana Eats, a radio show that takes listeners into the best kitchens in the city. With her effervescent laughter and old New Orleans charm, Poppy creates her own culinary traditions through edible exploration of the New Orleans food scene. TWILA's AJ Sabine shares with us a day in the life of Poppy.
From sunny urban garden to award-winning restaurant or broadcast booth, New Orleans radio personality Poppy Tooker serves up information on the New Orleans food scene with mouth-watering flavor.
Highly recommends it.
Poppy is part of the New Orleans food culture intelligentsia. She's a chef, teacher, author, and eater, imbued with plenty of old New Orleans charm.
That's your #1 approach from uptown.
From her fork earrings to the chef's knife around her neck, Poppy's life revolves around edible exploration.
So what do you recommend that people do if they've got this torpedo grass problem?
Today, she, along with producer Thomas Walsh, examined the LSU Ag Center's urban farm at the corner of Chapatulas and Henderson Street. Like any good ingredient, Poppy thinks it should all start here, from the soil.
Agriculture is vital to the soul of classic Louisiana cuisine. Without our farmers, I don't know what we'd be eating. We'd all be eating tomatoes that have no taste, being trucked in from California. And, luckily in the 1970s, with chefs like Paul Prudhomme here in New Orleans and Alice Waters in Berkeley, California, chefs went looking for more authentic flavor. And what we all now know is that farm to fork is the most important element that you can add to food. And yet here in New Orleans, we've always known that. We just lost our way for a while.
Delicious information flavors all of Poppy's interviews. In this day in the life of Poppy, she visits with 2 James Beard Foundation award winners, Ryan Prewitt and Steven Strajewski. Chef owner Ryan Prewitt's Pesh Seafood Grill won the best new restaurant in the country this year. He says Poppy teaches us all how to eat great in a city known as a culinary destination.
Poppy chronicles what happens in our area through her radio show and her other works. And so it's very important to have people like her that continually capture what's happening in our region.
What does it take to get a James Beard Award?
Through her radio show, Poppy gives her listeners an insider's view to everything cooking and culture in New Orleans. She explains that the farm-to-table movement growing in the city will ultimately unite farmers, chefs, and consumers around a common purpose.
The food movement is such an exciting place to be in today because it's like a gigantic oak tree that has taken root, and it's lived long enough now so that the tendrils of the roots are just expanding into surprising places that maybe you wouldn't expect.
3 1/4.
Today, NOLA finds itself at the heart of the farm-to-table movement. Poppy shares her deep appreciation for the farmers who bring that flavor to restaurant tables night after night.
They are the ones who make all the difference in the food chain. And that's a really hard job. It's so many variables. You don't know what the weather's going to be. You don't know what kind of a crop you're going to get. You may as well be a professional gambler. And for those people who in the 21st century are still willing to work that hard to bring that food to our table, well, they're all great heroes, and I hope they know it.
Now, Poppy has enjoyed national exposure as well. She was in a gumbo throwdown with Bobby Flay, and she was also featured on CBS This Morning. You can find out much more about Poppy Tooker and the New Orleans food scene by catching her NPR-affiliated radio show, Louisiana Eats, every Saturday. If you'd like to find out more about her radio show, log on to our website at twilattv.org. And Kristen, I can tell you this woman, Poppy, is one of the most amazing people you'll ever meet. Her knowledge of the history of the New Orleans food culture and her relationships with these chefs is just simply fascinating.
It looks like it, and it looks like she was a lot of fun and very colorful.
Absolutely. Great job.